or four-belt era, and you became the second undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only one champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means the most?
And all of it.
Saturday.
I'm glad that he think he's confident. I like it. I like the confidence, but he's talking too much. You know, he gonna get his.
Terence Bud, Crawford and Jaron boots. Ennis just went face-to-face for the first time, and things heated up quickly. What began as a calm sit-down turned into a verbal showdown that shook the boxing world. 2 champions, 2 eras, and for the first time, Crawford didn't crack a smile. Boots fired back, labeling Crawford as the old guard, too hesitant to pass the torch. Cameras caught every moment, and fans went crazy. The instant the interview ended, Twitter, podcasts, and boxing forums erupted. Is this the next mega fight in boxing? Make no mistake, this wasn't a friendly back and forth. This was a storm forming between the sport's reigning king and the man coming for his crown. Crawford, fresh off his dominant victory over Canelo Alvarez, was making his media rounds talking legacy, greatness, and what lies ahead.
But honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And not even, and honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's.
And sitting across from him was Jaron Boots Ennis, young, confident, undefeated, and determined to prove he's not just next up, he's the one right now.
Boots Ennis was in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but
right.
I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
Definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for.
And sitting across from him was Jaron Boots Ennis, young, confident, undefeated, and determined to prove he's not just next up, but the one right now.
What does he believe?
He said world-class fighter. I guess he's trying to say if you're a world-class fighter.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he wanted to move up in comments to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So, yeah, he definitely did say that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We ain't worrying about right now. We ain't worrying about Crawford. We gonna clean 147 now. Then we gonna move to 154. If he there and he got a belt, we coming after him.
Boots has been calling out Crawford for months, not out of disrespect, but pure hunger. And when you place 2 apex predators in the same room with cameras rolling, sparks are guaranteed. Crawford stayed composed at first. He's been here before. But Boots wasn't there to play nice. He made it clear, you beat Canelo. Respect. But I'm not them. I'm coming for that crown. The look on Crawford's face said everything. No fear, just focus. That trademark Omaha stare. And that's when the atmosphere shifted. This isn't your standard old lion versus young cubtail. Crawford isn't fading. He's still sitting at the top of the mountain.
I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so.
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So yeah, like
Right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be.
Here's where things get interesting. Jaron "Boots" Ennis is being molded as the next pound-for-pound king. At just 27 years old, he's 34-0 with 30 knockouts.
Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to
After outclassing Errol Spence Jr., dismantling Israel Madrimov, and humbling Canelo Alvarez 2 weight classes up, Bud's resume now looks untouchable. He's the first fighter in boxing history to become undisputed in 3 separate weight divisions. 42 fights, 0 losses, 31 knockouts. That's not just greatness, that's legacy.
Look, Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very...
Here's where it gets intriguing. Jaron "Boots" Ennis is being shaped as the next pound-for-pound king. At only 27 years old, he's 34-0 with 30 knockouts.
That's a good fight. That's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. Probably at middleweight or something. That's like a vacant belt. That's definitely up there. That's definitely a big fight. Probably Shakur and Tank too, maybe. That's like right on the scene. But yeah, that's that. He might not be lying. That might be the biggest.
Eddie Hearn even said it. Boots is the pound-for-pound king in waiting. Not in 3 years, but within 12 months. He got that Philly aggression. Fast, flashy, and fearless. He ruled at 147, dominated at 154, and now people believe he could climb to middleweight and beyond. And if that sounds familiar, it's because Crawford did the same thing. It's like watching a mirror, one version sharpened by experience, and the other trying to break the reflection.
Eddie, a couple other people, called Boots the natural successor to Terence Crawford, and obviously I know your relationship with him. Do you feel that high on Boots as well, or?
Hell yeah, I think Boots a hell of a fighter. I don't know about the natural sensation, whatever that is to Terence Crawford. I think Boots is his own fighter, Terence is his own fighter, but I think they both hell of a fighters. I've been around Boots for years, and he's the truth.
And last one for me, I'll let you go. Obviously, everyone's talking about a potential fight, you and Teofimo. Is there any updates to that? I mean, is that something that you are looking towards?
Yeah, that's the fight I want. So, ain't no updates. I don't speak business until the deal is done. So, nothing to talk about.
What made this face-off so compelling wasn't the trash talk. It was the respect. Boots didn't call Crawford old. He called him great. But he made it clear that greatness is meant to be tested. He said, "I'm walking the same path you did, bud. Spence, Madrimov, now Lima. You moved up to reach Canelo. I'm doing the same to get to you." And he's not wrong. Boots is following the Crawford blueprint almost perfectly. He conquered welterweight. Now he's stepping into super welterweight, and middleweight could be next. If he keeps collecting belts the way Bud did, that fight becomes inevitable. Even Danny Garcia, a Philly legend himself, told Don, stylistically, it's a dream matchup. Boots is hungry, and that's the only real danger for Crawford, a young, hungry fighter chasing everything you've already built.
When I say they just don't beat Jaron Ennis. In fact, that style is absolutely tailor-made for Boots. Just to make it clear on Virgil Ortiz, we sat in a room, me, Oscar De La Hoya, Eric Gomez, and the top DAZN execs in America. We talked about how a deal would work with those two fighters, and we agreed on a deal. We went away, we signed a new deal with Boots. Part of that deal, within the contract, was the deal that we agreed with Golden Boy and DAZN to fight Virgil Ortiz. Boots signed it. Now, we didn't hear anything back. We told them we're going to fight in October. They said they're going to fight in November, and we haven't heard anything back. On Tuesday, Eric Gomez called me, and he said, look, I just wanted to let you know, we're fighting Lubin. After that, we want to get the Boots fight made. I said, well, we're in. I don't, you know, so I take their word for it, and I truly believe Oscar De La Hoya wants to make great fights. But that fight is done on our side, on all the terms that we agreed with Golden Boy. That fight for me, although it doesn't carry an official world championship, which is what we want at 54, is one of the best fights in.
And when Crawford heard that, you could see that flicker in his eyes. The same look he gave Spence, the same one he gave Canelo. It was that "I've been here before" stare. The moment the camera stopped rolling, the boxing world went nuclear. Some claim Boots is the new face of the sport, while others argued he hasn't earned the right to even breathe the same air as Crawford yet.
He got our leftovers. Why would Bud want to go backwards? I want to go backwards. Bud looking for bigger and better fights, so where he can etch his name in the concrete forever. I don't know, because I really don't look at none of the welterweights since we did clear the division out.
Eddie Hearn is all in on Boots. He believes that by the end of 2026, Ennis will surpass Crawford, Usyk, and Inoue to become the pound-for-pound king. And judging by his raw talent, lightning speed, and knockout power, that prediction doesn't sound far-fetched.
Do you feel like you should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
Well,
win?
you know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
But Crawford's camp isn't buying it. Brian Bomack, McIntyre, Bud's head trainer, has already made it clear Bud's not cutting down to 154 for anyone. If they want him, they'll have to move up.
Height, you know, they both switch hitters, lifts, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also, with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So sure. I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with
So the ball's in Boots' court now. Can he climb 2 more divisions like Crawford did? Can he make enough noise to force Bud's hand the same way Bud forced Canelo's?
The man.
Yeah.
Bud, your man.
Yeah.
You know the fight niggas want to see, bro.
What?
Boots. No niggas want to see Boots, bro.
Bro, Terrence different, bro. I just know that man is different. That's what I'm saying. I never been in the ring with Boots. Yeah. I'm not saying Boots ain't different or you know, not good at all. I think it would be a good fight, but I just think, you know, Terrence, just like he said, man, he been battle tested before. Terrence been through all the ups and downs in the ring. He's the Floyd Mayweather of this generation. Just the magnitude of this fight, maybe Terrence is just not.
Because let's not forget, Canelo once laughed off the idea of fighting Crawford. He said Bud was too small, and a year later, he was on the canvas watching history unfold. Sound familiar? Boots might just be writing that same story in reverse. Right now, Crawford sits atop the boxing world with plenty of options. Gennady Golovkin, Janibek Alimkhanuly, even a Canelo rematch. He's chasing history, a 6th-division world title. Only Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya have ever done that before.
Nice. Over and under, right there. Over and under with that same hand, right there. Yeah, turn it. Turn your hip with it. Do it again. Go take that hip with it. That's it. Do it again. Come back with the hook. Nice.
But every interview and every fan question always circles back to the same name, Jaron Ennis. And Crawford's response never changes. A smile, a shrug, and the line, "I'm not dropping weight for nobody." He's not ducking. He's defining the terms. If Boots wants the king, he has to climb to the throne. Still, deep down, you can feel it. The challenge excites Bud. The idea of facing a fighter young enough to be his student, fast enough to test him, and strong enough to threaten his legacy. That's the kind of fight true champions secretly crave.
Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how...
This fight wouldn't just be a passing of the torch. It would be a collision of eras. Crawford, the tactician, calm, surgical, relentless. Boots, the storm, explosive, unpredictable, fearless.
Too fast, his feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round, so
yeah.
Honestly. But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. Mm-hmm. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
Their styles are night and day, yet perfectly complementary. Crawford likes to download his opponents, study, adapt, then dismantle. Boots doesn't study, he attacks. He overwhelms. It's patience versus pressure. Chess versus chaos.
A whole lot of sense in a fight that stylistically would be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these.
That's what makes it special. Crawford has cleaned out entire divisions. He's faced everyone who mattered and beaten them all. Fans aren't asking for safe fights anymore. They want danger. That what a factor. And Jaron Ennis represents exactly that. The final great challenge before Crawford hangs up the gloves. Even analysts admit, if Crawford wins, he finishes his career on an untouchable high. But if Boots wins, it marks the dawn of a new empire.
Dance partner that makes Boots a star.
Right now, I don't even know anybody, for real, you know, and anybody that got a big name.
Got you. Got you. But there's no exact guy that you think about? Because I don't want to ask you, hey, this guy, that guy. I know you get those questions a lot. So if you had to say, hey, this is the guy I think, you know, we would have a big fight, who would it be? Because it doesn't seem like the Crawford fight would happen. So what's that dance partner for you, Boots?
Yeah, like I said, anybody with the belts, or I don't know, maybe somebody at 154, one of the big names at 54.
Say less.
And maybe that's why this matchup hits differently. Because in a world where influencer fights steal the spotlight, like Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, or Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson, this would be a real fight.
It's been like that. Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there anybody the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
Boots is coming, and Crawford isn't stepping aside for anyone. This is the fight that could define 2 generations. The man who's done it all versus the man who wants it all. So here's the question. If it really goes down, who wins? Does the pound-for-pound king prove he's still untouchable? Or does the Philly prodigy finally take the crown? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I'll catch you in the next one.